So we're going to go over the Unit 3 Solving Systems of Equations Summative Assessment. So at the top of your page, you want to write your name, date, and Unit 3 test corrections. So let's start with number 1. It says solve the system of linear equations by graphing y equals x plus 3 and y equals negative x minus 3. So y equals x plus 3 and y equals negative x minus 3. All right, so for the first equation, I'm going to put an imaginary 1 in front of my x, and I'm going to identify my slope and my y-intercept. So my slope equals 1, which is equivalent to 1 divided by 1, so I know I'm going to go up 1 to the right 1. And my y-intercept, my b, is 0, 3. So I'm going to plot 0, 3, and I'm going to use my slope of going up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the right 1. Then I'm going to draw a straight line through my points, and I'm going to extend it. Okay, from here, I'm actually going to change the color of my line for my second equation. So I'm going to put an imaginary 1 between my negative and my x, and then there's subtraction, so I'm going to add and make that into a negative 3. So my slope equals negative 1, which is negative 1 divided by 1, meaning I'll go down 1 to the right 1. Then my y-intercept is going to be at negative 3, which is 0, negative 3. So I'm going to go and plot 0, negative 3, and I'm going to use my slope of going down 1 to the right 1. Down 1 to the right 1. Now, if I wanted, I go up 1 to the left 1, up 1 to the left 1, up 1 to the left 1, up 1 to the left 1. That is up to you. The reason why I did that is so that way I could see where it hits my other line. So as you can see, located right here, the ordered pair where it hits is at negative 3, 0. So the answer is negative 3, 0. Problem number 2. Solve the system's linear equations by graphing. And this time we have y equals negative 2x minus 3. And we'll go with y equals 2x plus 5. So for the first equation, there's subtraction, so I'm going to add and make it into a negative 3. And I'm going to identify my slope, which is a negative 2. Negative 2 divided by 1, so that means I'm going to go down 2 to the right 1. Then for my b value, my y-intercept, that's at 0, negative 3. So I'm going to plot 0, negative 3, and then I'm going to go down 2 to the right 1. Well, I can't go anymore, so I'm going to go back to my y-intercept and go up 2 to the left 1. Up 2 to the left 1. All right, and then I'm going to draw a straight line through my points. And I'm going to extend my line in both directions. All right. Then for my second equation, my slope equals 2, which is 2 divided by 1, meaning I go up 2 to the right 1. My y-intercept is going to be at 0, 5. So I'm going to plot 0, 5. And I'm going to go up 2. Well, I can't go up 2 to the right 1. I don't have enough space. So I'm going to go down 2 to the left 1. Down 2 to the left 1. Down 2 to the left 1. And then I'm going to draw my line, crossing through all my points. All right, so I can see that my answer oop, is located right here at -2, 1. Number 3, solve the system of linear equations by graphing y equals x minus 1. Well, I'm going to start by putting a 1 in front and adding and making it to a -1. I'm going to rewrite that because that is quite sloppy. Y equals 1x plus -1. That makes it easier for me to see that my slope is 1, which is 1 divided by 1, so I'm going up 1 to the right 1. Then my y-intercept is at 0, -1. So I'm going to start at 0, -1, and then I'm going to go up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the right 1, and I could keep going. I'm going to draw a line that goes through my points in both directions. All right. Then for my next equation, I have y equals 2x minus 2. So I'm going to add and make that into a -2. If you want, you can rewrite it. Y equals 2x plus -2. So my slope equals 2. My y-intercept, which is my b, equals 0, -2. So I'm going to plot 0, -2. And I'm going to use my slope of 2, which I can write as 2 divided by 1, going up 2 to the right 1. So starting at my y-intercept of -2, I'm going to go up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1. Well, I have my needed 3 points. I'm going to connect my there we go, in both directions. And I know that my answer is going to be at 1, 0. Oh, hold on. Let me change the color of that. So it's going to be at this point right here. So the answer is 1, 0. Number 4, solve the system of equations by substitution, check your solution, or solve the system of linear equations by elimination. So I'm going to show both methods just because I'm not sure who did what. So here is substitution. Y equals x plus 3, and y equals 4x minus 6. So I'm going to add and make that into a -6. For substitution, I'm going to take this x plus 3 and plug it in for this y here. In fact, I'm actually going to change my color, so that way it might be making that easier to see. So this, oh, I apologize. I accidentally still had the eraser on. So this x plus 3, I'm going to replace with this y. So that becomes x plus 3 equals 4x plus -6. Extend my equal sign. I'm going to subtract x from both sides. That leaves me with 3 equals 3x plus -6. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. 9 equals 3x. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. 3 equals x. So I have my x value. Then I want to plug it into one of my two equations. I'll plug it into the first equation. Y equals x plus 3. I know that x equals 3. Plugging that in. Y equals 3 plus 3. Y equals 6. So my ordered pair is 3, 6. Please make sure your ordered pairs are written in parentheses. All right. So I'm going to extend my equals. I'm sorry, not my equal sign. I'm sorry. I am going to show the elimination method to the right. So 1x minus 1y equals -3. Negative 4x plus 1y equals -6. If you notice, there's subtraction in the first equation, so I'm going to add and make it into a -1y. And my y's match up. They are opposites of each other, so that means that if I add them, they will become 0. 1x minus 4x is -3x plus 0 equals -3 plus -6, which is -9. The left side simplifies down to -3x. No, that should not be a 7. -3x equals -9. Divide both sides by -3. I get x equals 3. So now I'm going to plug that into one of my two equations. I'll plug it into the first. 1x plus -1y equals -3. So 1 times 3 plus -1 times y equals -3. 3 plus -1y equals -3. Subtract 3 from both sides. -1y equals -6. Divide both sides by -1. Y equals 6. So my ordered pair is 3, 6. So if you notice, whether I do substitution or elimination, my answer is still the same. Moving on to the next one. Number 5. Solve the equations by either substitution or elimination. Just like before, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show substitution first. And then I will go and show elimination. So for substitution, x plus y equals 7. Y equals 2x plus 4. I'm going to take this 2x plus 4 and plug it in for this y value up here. So x plus 2x plus 4 equals 7. I'm going to combine my like terms on the left side. 3x plus 4 equals 7. Then I extend my equal sign to allow me to subtract 4 from both sides. I'm left with 3x equals 3. Divide both sides by 3. I get x equals 1. Take one of the two equations and plug that in. I'll take it and put it in the second equation. Y equals 2 times 1 plus 4. Y equals 2 plus 4. Y equals 6. So 1 comma 6 should be my solution. So now if I use elimination, I use the equations 2x plus 2y equals 14 and -2x plus y equals 4. So I'm going to put a 1 in front of my y in my second equation. Then if you notice, my x's are opposite of each other, same coefficient, same number in front. So that means I'm going to add them to get to 0. Plus 2y plus 1y is 3y equals 14 plus 4, which is 18. 0 plus 3y is 3y. 3y equals 18. Divide both sides by 3. Y equals 6. Now I need to solve for x. Plug it into one of the two original equations, doesn't matter which one. So I'm going to plug it into the first one. 2x plus 2 times 6 equals 14. 2x plus 12 equals 14. Extend that equal sign, subtract 12 from both sides. 2x equals 2. Divide both sides by 2. Get x equals 1. So your solution is 1 comma 6. And if you notice from one of the you'll notice that the answers for both of them, whether it's substitution or elimination, are the same. Continuing to number 6. Solve it through substitution or elimination. Again, starting with substitution. We have x minus 3y equals -12. Y equals 2x plus 9. I'm going to take my y. I'm going to plug it in up here in that first equation. I'm also going to add and make that into a negative 3y. So this becomes x plus negative 3 times the quantity, 2x plus 9, equals negative 12. So I need to distribute this negative 3 to the 2x and to the 9. X plus negative 6x plus negative 27 equals negative 12. I want to combine my like terms on the left side. I'm going to put imaginary 1 in front of that x. That's negative 5x plus negative 27 equals negative 12. I'm going to extend my equal sign and add 27 to both sides. Negative 5x equals 15. Divide both sides by negative 5. Get x equals negative 1. I'm going to plug that negative 1 into one of my equations. I'll plug it into the second. Y equals 2 times negative 1 plus 9. 2 times negative, I'm sorry, y equals, so 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus 9. Negative 2 plus 9 becomes 7, so that means y equals 7. My ordered pair will be negative 1, 7. If you used elimination, you can check your work here. All right, so I'm going to take the equations. 1x minus 3y equals negative 12. Negative 6x plus 3y equals 27. All right, so my y's are opposites of each other, so that means I can add to make it 0. So 1x plus negative 6x is negative 5x plus 0. Negative 12 plus 27 equals 15. So negative 5x equals 15. Dividing both sides by negative 5. X equals negative 3. Ooh, I made a boo-boo on my substitution. Hopefully you guys caught that if you were doing your substitution work earlier. 15 divided by negative 5. Yeah, that's a negative 3. Well, if you made a mistake like that and you showed your work, I was able to give you most of the credit. So I had to go back in. So 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Again, that unfortunately happens from time to time, but it's just part of the learning process. So the answer should be negative 1, 3. Again, it is essential to, I'm sorry, the answer should be negative 3. Negative 3, 3. Again, showing work is absolutely essential. And another thing is being able to check your work. All right, so I'm going to take my answer and plug it into one of the equations. I'll go with the first. Or, I'm sorry, yeah, the first. So 1 times negative 3. Oh, I apologize. That's very sloppy. I'll do that down here. 1 times negative 3 minus 3y equals negative 12. So negative 3 plus negative 3y equals negative 12. I'll add 3 to both sides. Negative 3y equals 12, sorry, negative 12 plus 3 is negative 9. Divide both sides by negative 3. Y equals 3. So my ordered pair would be negative 3, 3. All right. So in the equations, y equals 2x plus 4 and y equals 1/2 x minus 4, they're graphs, so what's the solution? Well, your solution would be right here, which is at negative 4, negative 4. Apologize, it should be negative 4, negative 4. That's all you're doing in this problem? Number 7, the equations from number 7, so the previous one, with the answer of -4, -4, is asking, using the graph, how can you check your answers? Write your answer in a complete sentence. Well, you can see where the points are intersecting, but you take your answer of -4, -4, and plug your value of x equals -4 and y equals -4 into each equation to make sure they are true. All right, number 9. The animal shelter currently has a total of 45 cats and dogs. There are 7 more cats than dogs. Write a system of equations for this problem. Let x equals cats, so x equals number of cats, and y equals the number of dogs. So the first sentence, an animal shelter currently has a total of 45 cats and dogs. Well, we don't know how much we have of each. So we're going to show the total, which means that that is an addition problem. So x plus y equals a total of 45. There's my first equation. My second equation, there are 7 more cats than dogs. So that means that your number of cats equals your number of dogs plus 7. So that is your system of equations. So we're going to take those same equations, x plus y equals 45, and x equals y plus 7, and we're going to solve this. You can do elimination, you can do substitution. I will do substitution and plug in y plus 7 for x. Y plus 7 plus y equals 45. I'm going to put an imaginary 1 with both my y's. That becomes 2y plus 7 equals 45. Extending my equal sign so I can subtract 7 from both sides. 2y equals 38. Because 45 minus 7 is 38. Divide both sides by 2. Well, 38 divided by 2, 2 goes into 3 once. 2 goes into 8 4 times. Oh, whoops. That's what happens when you don't bring down your numbers. All right, so 2 goes into 18 9 times. Subtract 18. So that means that y equals 19. So that means that there are going to be 19 dogs. And then as for cats, I'm going to do x plus y equals 45. And I know that y equals 19. So x plus 19 equals 45. I'm going to subtract both sides by 19. X equals 45 minus 19 gives me 26. So there's 19 dogs and 26 cats. All right, great job. I will show you number 11 at a later date during class. Thank you.